Hello, Bloodhound. Hello, Right Side Note. Not many folks joining for the news hour. Most people just want to know when they get their money. It grows though each time. Hello, Mother Nature. Hello, Nancy, Bloodhound. Right Side, good to see you. Actually, tomorrow will be a good day for you to find out exactly who Mr. C is. I will include the link March 19th if you just want to go back and look on the Coffee with Mark Z side of it, or the original Mark Z side of it, and you can get his background. He talks about how he became the code man, what his job was, that background, and all that. At some point, I need to get him. I don't know if he's going to get brave enough, but he's got a great picture of him with Ronald Reagan. Hello, PNW Patriot. Hello, Manna. It's good to see you. Hello, Spencer. Star Watcher, I'm glad you made it over here for this one. Hello, Trace of Florida. How are you? Billy, always good to see you. Hello, Trish. All right, let's do the news real quickly. Just the stuff that we don't talk about in the mornings as much now, as we're trying to focus on basics and talk about what is going on in the world. Let's see. Let's roll it here first. I talked about this recently, casting call for lookalikes for Newsom. Maybe there is something going on health-wise with them. Casting call has gone out for actors who look like Gavin Newsom. It's now closed. This was entitled November 9th, perhaps because he is recovering from whatever had him. But for some reason, they're looking for Gavin Newsom lookalikes. It could be innocent. It could be they're planning on some kind of documentary or something. Who knows, right? Suspicious timing, though. Denchenko Indictment, how dossier non-source Sergio Milan was framed. We are learning more daily on the Durham indictments as they pull more out, who was involved, and the roles. And I want to keep sharing that daily so that you guys know that regardless of how often they try to gaslight us into believing that nothing is happening, they are absolutely incorrect. We are seeing steady progress as more and more people are either indicted or implicated with future indictments coming. And at this point, it appears that they have greatly expanded over the, 24 or so that was the initial indictments of at least 14 people, some with multiple indictments, and the list is growing as more people are singing. They can smell the winds of change, right? This one, guys, I don't know how to take it. I'll let you watch it and see if you believe the testimony of this lady. Allie Carter says that her biological mother routinely she says that she was sex trafficked to many key powerful people, both in politics, world leaders, and actors. I'll let you listen to that. That was on the Stu Peters show yesterday. It was alarming. It was sickening listening to her. If 1% of it's true, it will literally make you have to fight losing your groceries. This one was, I thought this one was good. From the founder, one of the founders of Epic Times, Roman, did a piece on all of the charges, what we've learned so far, what has been proven, and the criminal charges that have been filed. This is Wisconsin, Michigan, a number of states. He did a podcast on it last night, guys. I listened to it live. If you go in there, you'll even see where I was chatting in there live back and forth. It was a really good one, guys. It was full of meat and potatoes, specific examples of what they have found, where they have found it, where to find it. Roman did, just as they usually do over at Epic Times, a fantastic job. Worth watching. Arrests of illegal immigrants at the U.S.-Mexico border set a new October record. Not a record for the most in 1 month, but for the largest October in recorded history. They did have to do a correction of themselves. Well, I kind of got a kick out of this one as you go down and they show just how bad things have gotten. They had to issue a correction. A previous version of this article misstated when the Biden administration would set a new yearly record. It already has. Oh, that's what they had to correct. They had said he's about to set a new yearly record, and they were fact-checked. And they had to print that he has already set that record. Isn't that crazy? That's how nitpicky the fact checkers have gotten. Even though you get the basis of it. It goes over the policies, the numbers. It really is a mess what we've got right now, the southern border. The bad thing is you have many people that legitimately need to come here, and unfortunately, cartels, human trafficking are all running on their backs during this period. All right, German latest EU government to warn adults, pregnant women not to get the Moderna version. This is yet another one, guys. They've stopped it in France, Denmark, many other European countries. Germany is the latest to add to that one, to not allow them to get it because of the alarming number of folks with heart issues and pulmonary issues after taking it. That's like many have said, guys, you are the test subjects, or we are the test subjects as they roll these out. There are no long-term studies, and they're finding more and more problems as time progresses. All right, this one was a solid one from China in Focus, aka NTD. China property bonds dive, fears of ripple effect. And they also have one in here on the FDA reporting over 100 drugs here nationwide in the U.S. are in short supply or in danger of not being able to get them, which could have devastating health effects because we just don't manufacture anything. Either the precursors or the drugs themselves are made in China instead of the U.S. Really good China in Focus, guys. It gives you an idea of how far the Evergrande has spread to other property developers. An excellent watch. A little longer. Here's a concerning one for you guys. This is out of the Times of India. What to know about Xi Jinping's doctrine that could let him rule for life. Or those that have not been following world news, there was a vote. Basically, he could become, or probably most likely, all cases, the new emperor of China as he attempts to become the leader for life in China. We've covered this a number of times with InNOut, guys. InNOut Burger could expand to Florida over California lollipop policies, according to DeSantis' office. DeSantis sat down with the daughter, the heir apparent who now runs InNOut Burger. They are actually working through logistics to start in Florida as well. They're not completely abandoning the West Coast. Nobody panic if you are in California and worried about your InNOut Burger. They're putting together a supply chain needed to be able to start a East Coast operation for InNOut Burger based out of Florida. I thought that one was interesting. I do. Anytime I'm out west, I try to stop in for an InNOut Burger. I thought you guys would just enjoy that story. What do these two tweets have in common? Boy, I tell you, this is a great one. If you guys are not familiar with Vinay Prasad, let's see. Well, boy, I tell you, I was hoping they were going to have his background. He is a pulmonary scientist, doctor. His resume is substantial, but he breaks down the lack of facts that we are seeing out of one side and how they are trying to control the narrative, how if they post something, you're not allowed to fact check it. You're not allowed to hit the science, the math of it. You cannot discuss it. Or the fact checkers will remove you, even though you are factually correct and they are factually wrong. And he breaks down a couple of tweets. I thought this one was great because this is what we are living in right now. Great examples here. If I read them, I will end up in trouble, but he does. He breaks down the entire science of it. Well, not the entire science of it. He just points out the hypocrisy and the lack of science in the mandates and the fact checkers. Most of this was targeted at how fact checkers can't be trusted. Who are the fact checkers? I thought this one was great. He continues to do it day in, day out. Thought you guys would enjoy it because we do. We're seeing the CDC director come out and blatantly give us poor science, knowingly give us poor science on purpose so that they can control who gets what. And now go look at who funds the CDC. They're literally getting paid to spread disinformation, just like your teachers were getting paid to, or school boards getting paid to make certain that your kids were masked, regardless of the science. Chicago, find this one interesting as the Rittenhouse trial drags on. Chicago has canceled in anticipation of riots and uprisings. They have canceled all of the vacation time and days off for their police department. This is an article on it. The Chicago Police Department is concerned about the potential fallout of a not guilty verdict, especially as it becomes more and more evident that that is most likely what will happen. The prosecution has rested its case. The defense has just now started, and the prosecution did a tremendous job for the defense already. There's very little chance that he'll get prosecuted. If he does, that means the judicial system has completely broken down in the United States. If you've watched any of it, you'll know of what I speak. It means they will have found him guilty because they don't want riots, not because he was right or wrong, but because they don't want to deal with the other end of it at all. All right. The higher ups know what's coming. I included this one, guys. Links should already be up. This one I added a few more links, so maybe updating those. For a hiring company, I want you guys to watch this one and give me your thoughts on it. They're talking about how they are required to find replacements or future replacements for folks that are jabbed 3 years out. So this is going to be interesting to watch this one play out. Watch it. Give me your thoughts on it. Larry Summers, I really like this one. Blast woke central bankers, warns of economic stagnation and Japanization. Former Treasury Secretary, Harvard professor Larry Summers. I read this piece, and it reminded me so much of the Japanese study that we studied much in school, where the Japanese economy coming out of, well, basically as you're coming into late 70s, early 80s, as they overregulated, they moved themselves. China did to Japan what Japan did to the U.S. market, and they talk about the perfect storm for stagnation that is occurring around the world now. Increased savings, but no flow of currency. It was a really good piece by Larry Summers. I could go into much depth as to why I think it is relevant to where we are at right now. I'm with you, Trish. That's why military courts need to take over. Need to take over. All right, let's see. What else? We do. We miss Sceffley when he's not here, or she. That, I'm not 100% certain on. I do know that we started the process in going after for cyber harassing. Fortunately, we get screenshots like today all the time. That'll be interesting to watch that one play out. All right, let's see. Where else? Guys, I do have just a few minutes if you have questions, as we just hit the world news very quickly. Just hit me with what you got. I'll take a few, answer a few, because I've seen saw a couple early on. Let's see. World Bank is now selling, World Banknotes selling lower denominations. Maybe all they can get hold of right now. Could be all they are getting a hold of. Let's see. My Naughty Mouse, I'm with you. My patience is thin on this one as well. Bloodhound, you gonna go shooting? Big fat Thanksgiving turkey? I've not been turkey hunting in years. Joseph, yeah. This one will blow up as soon as people catch on. They will. You're right. Mr. C. Somebody had asked earlier about Mr. C. When he is on tomorrow, we did a great one March 19th on Mr. C. I will include those links in tomorrow's, when we have him tomorrow morning for coffee. I'll include those links in the description so you can go back and find out how he became the code man. Let's see. Has anybody bought currency yet today? Texas Snake asked about the results if you did. I had somebody that was attempting to purchase at Chase but hadn't yet. Hello, Deborah. Let's see. Yes, bonds we still have, guys. It's no longer a question whether bonds are getting paid. Too many people in real life, between myself and a number of others that they know that have received funds, that's not a question anymore. Do we know? No, we don't know what that event is. We assume it will be a failing of the banking system, most likely a cascade of events coming out of China, moving towards Europe, and then they will pull the trigger to rush in and save us with some kind of asset-backed currency. At least whenever we've seen in the past they've replaced the fiat system, that's what's happened. A world economic crisis starts to hit, and they rush in to fix it by giving us sound money. Inflation starts to run. After CMKX, well, actually about the same time, we should see prosperity packages and any other settlements. CMKX is just one of many. There's one, and I wish I could remember, Jules or something like that they call it. There were a number, literally over 1,200 oil wells that were taken from just one family alone at the beginning of World War II to domestic, just to make certain the oil supply was there for the war machine, but the family was never paid. There are other examples of this. There are examples of oil wells that were on Indian lands that were confiscated by the U.S. government, and that money is owed back as well. Manna said, I purchased on at Chase yesterday. So we assume, along with CMKX, we'll see settlements for those other ones. Of course, we'll see settlements to Indian nations, and they should all come at the same time. Holly seems excited. I agree with her. We are what appears to be so close. Remember, nobody knows the exact timing. We will get there at the same time. But it definitely appears, especially when you listen to what they are saying in Iraq now about the raise in value. I mean, they literally came out, was it Monday, guys? I believe it was Monday. The prime minister there came out and said they expect the value higher than the value before the Gulf War in 91, which would put it well north of upper $3 range based on what it was then. And they just came blatantly and said, hey, this is where we're moving to. I have not been able to find any farms claim recipients or Indian nations yet. I had one report about an Indian nation that received like 1.4 billion, but I was unable to verify it. Hello, Ronnie. Thank you for being here. See if we can squeeze in 2 or 3 more. If you guys have one, I'll hit it. I don't have to get on with the rest of the workday for another 2 or 3 minutes. Somebody had no problem purchasing from Great American Coin Company. Hey, right side, depending on what area of the country you're in, if you want to sell to an individual, just let them know. If you're comfortable meeting somebody, we've had a couple of people who have done that so that they could sell within the community instead of a dealer making money. Well, don't need to be drinking my ice in front of you. It was a cookout day, guys. I had a grilled chicken sandwich. Yes, BB, projects are for $3 million worth. That'll be up to you on projects. The extra dollars, I'm still being told, are for Zim only. There's a chance. I got one person that thinks we will get a higher dollar for a dong if we have a project. It's worth filling one out just in case. Hello, Linda. Let's see, Clint, I want to thank you again for the tribute to veterans this morning. Thank you, Clint, for serving. But I like that. I'd like to say it was a privilege and an honor to serve. And that's the overwhelming consensus from the people that have served. They look at it as an honor to serve and protect and defend. I think that's pretty neat. It talks about the mindset of those that go and serve. Let's see. Somebody said, do you know the Sheila? There are multiple. There's more than one Sheila. There's one Holly, but there's like 2 Sheilas. Oh, then I'm not the wrong. Hey, don't worry, BB. We still expect great reflection and values from Dong. You should have plenty to do whatever it is you want to do. As we are informed. Let's see, will you get contract rates if you don't have projects? Donate to projects. Yes, I'm told there is a middle ground there on the Zim side of it where you do get an increased amount for that donation that doesn't subtract from your personal amount. I still love that saying when you put it in there, Star Watcher. Love that one. All right, guys, much to get onto. Much to get onto for the workday. For those who would like to join, be back at 7 over at the original Mark Z for the evening news, and then for Whiskey and Wisdom at 8 for any that would like to join. All right. See you guys this evening.